y'all, it's Tara here from Back Pain and Sciatica Center, Texas. So today helping us is Kalani, our oldest son. And so today we're going to show you Mom's favorite chocolate mousse pie. It's actually my favorite, so I'm Mom. So today is my birthday. You can see my birthday banner for my kids. We are huge birthday people in our house. We love to decorate the whole house up and celebrate and do whatever is your favorite you get to do. So chocolate mousse pie is my favorite, or just chocolate mousse in general is my favorite dessert. So every year for my birthday, that's what I request for our my dessert to sing happy birthday with instead of cake. So over the years, as we've evolved and eaten more healthy, this dessert has changed. So before, I would make the crust out of Oreo crust, and it's delicious. And then I would use whipping cream to make the mousse. But then as we have eliminated, Oreos from our diet, considering that is full of sugar and preservatives and all of that stuff, as well as the milk, it's evolved. So first we probably evolved and we went straight and eliminated the milk. And one time I decided to try it with coconut milk, and it was so good. So I still kept the Oreo crust for years. And then not too long ago, we started working on eliminating that. And we've kind of done the crust different ways where let me turn on the one back here. We've kind of done it differently where we've done a nut-based crust, and I've just taken a couple different nuts and put it in the blender to grind it up, and then added some dates. We're not showing you that way today because my kids didn't like that. I thought it was fine. They weren't big fans. So, like I said, we all like to cook and bake around here, and so Kalani, a few weeks ago, was in charge of making dessert. One night he asked to make dessert, and so he made a recipe with a crust, and it was good. So we're going to use that crust today for our chocolate mousse pie. And so Kalani, you want to go ahead and tell us what we're going to do? He's very excited to be with us today to explain.
Okay.
Such a teenager. Kalani, how old are you?
14.
He is 14.
I have to say what to do. Okay.
All right, so what are we going to do first? All right, we're going to have some almond flour. And like I said, Kalani's home because we homeschool. So all the kids are here all the time doing their school. Today, actually, they have off. We always take off my birthday so we can go do fun stuff and celebrate and be together. So it's like a holiday when you homeschool. You can pick your own holidays, right? All right, so we're going to start with just almond flour. This one is not like a organic brand. It's just our local grocery store, H-E-B's brand. So it's what we happen to have. So we're going to do 2 cups of almond flour. And we're going to put it in the stand-up mixer. You can mix it by hand with this recipe. It's pretty simple. All right, so 2 cups of almond flour. And then we have 3 tablespoons. Okay, you could do, Kalani's going to choose to do butter. He's probably going to need a bowl to melt that butter in. Now, in a low inflammation diet, you would not do butter. Like I said before, we love butter. And when we first started the diet, we did not do butter, but our bodies didn't react to it when you introduced it back in. So we keep butter, not really any other dairy, but we do keep butter in our diet. So if you don't want to do butter, what we do with a lot of our baking and cooking, though, is just coconut oil. So you want to make sure it's unrefined virgin coconut oil. And you would just do the same thing. Take it, is that 3 tablespoons?
Yep.
Okay, so 3 tablespoons of butter or coconut oil and melt it. That way it can blend well.
I just want
All right, just gonna melt that for a few seconds. All right, what else do we need? We need 3 tablespoons, I can't talk. 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. So, okay. For maple syrup, we use pure maple syrup, and we buy it. I'll show you. I'll have Kalani show you in just a second. He's pouring it in. Is that done? So we use 3 tablespoons. This is the maple syrup. We use different brands, but it comes in this big jug, and so it's like pure and fresh from the trees, and not processed full of corn syrup and all that. We don't use that. But it comes out because the lid, I'll show you a little trick we do. The hole, I don't know if you can see, is huge. So when the kids pour it on their pancakes or anything, it just like, and we waste it all. And it's kind of pricey. So to make it go further, we buy the cheap little bottle of maple syrup, and this is just whatever bottle, it's like $1, and we throw out the syrup that's in here and pour it in. That way the hole is like normal and it's teeny tiny, so we don't waste our syrup. All right, Kalani, go ahead and add now the butter. Do you need a spatula? There you go. Oh, you want this little one?
Yep.
Okay. Get all that butter in there. Sorry, let me rinse my hands. That maple syrup made it a little bit sticky. Oh, towel in here. All right, and then now we will add a pinch of sea salt. So, Kalani, do you know what a pinch is?
Yep.
All right, show everybody what a pinch of salt is.
That's not enough for me. There we go. Very little.
He just put his palm. It's funny. I literally take a pinch. So, you get to do these things with anything. Okay, so now we're just going to turn on. This is what I always forget. You would preheat your oven to 350.
Yep.
So that way it's ready. All right, go ahead and you're just going to throw it all in there and mix it super easy crust. Just mix it all. It's going to become kind of sticky and dough form like. Do you need to grease the pan for me?
I use parchment paper.
We'll go ahead and grease the pan. We made it before. Let me grab some, here's the coconut oil. Jack, sweeten me a paper towel behind you. Okay, so we'll go ahead and grease it. He made it before in a square pan. We're gonna make it in a pie pan today. So we'll go ahead and grease it, because to lay parchment paper in a circle is a little bit trickier. So we'll go ahead and just grease it with the coconut oil. All right. Oh, you need a little bit more butter?
Yep.
All right, so does that mean we're at 4 tablespoons over 3 tablespoons?
No, I used 2 tablespoons.
Oh. He didn't do the whole 3 like he's supposed to. All right, it's all good. All right, we'll give it a second to soften. We probably don't need it fully melted, just soften. Yeah, that'll probably work. Do you still have your spatula out?
Yep.
Okay, I'll swap sides with you. Oh yeah, it's almost there. So do you guys, as kids, like to cook in the kitchen? My kids love, I would say bake over cook is what they enjoy doing most.
I took more than most.
But Kalani does cook a lot, especially lately. My daughter has had volleyball. Her season just ended this weekend though. And so when we were at practice, I had to be like, can you start up dinner? Can you? And Kalani has gotten into grilling, the handle, this year. So he enjoys putting stuff on the grill. All right, where's that spatula?
Oh, that one I put it over.
Oh, it's fine. We'll use this one I had to set out. All right, let's get it all. I always like to get this stuff off the mixer. Okay. All right, so see, it's kind of like, right now it's crumbly, but as you pull it out, it's gonna just dough together. And then it'll, you can mash it. So this one you're just gonna kind of form your crust instead of like rolling it out like a typical pie dough. All right. Your hands washed, Kalani?
Yep.
All right. All right. You're gonna go for it?
What am I doing?
You gotta form you've made it before. So,
I think we need a bigger pan.
yeah, you gotta push it up to the sides. I'll go ahead and help him assist a little bit. So it feels like normal dough, you know, pie crust is doughy dough. Just make sure it's evenly there, all the way across. So what's good about this is there's everything in here is good and healthy for you. I should say healthy for you, but you know, it's not gonna make you inflamed and feel sick afterwards. Because you guys saw what was in this crust, so not a ton of additional things. All right. Are y'all big, huge chocolate fans? I love chocolate. It is my favorite thing.
She's addicted to it.
I don't know if I'd say addicted, but I do love it.
First thing
Okay.
I did when you switched over was find a chocolate.
That is true. All right, so pie crust is in. All right, so he's gonna throw that in the oven for about 10 minutes till it turns. Let me rinse my hands off; they're all sticky. Golden brown. Okay, Jax is over here helping us, assisting with suggestions. Okay, now while that's in the oven, we'll go ahead and make the filling. So for the filling, I don't use the stand mixer. I use a hand mixer instead. I don't know why. It's just for some reason I started doing it years ago, and I just, you get in habits of whatever you do. You're like, oh, I use this for this. Beats me. You could do it both ways. Okay, so behind me I have a hot pan of water with a smaller pan on top, and in there we're gonna melt our chocolate. So I do this two ways. I do it on the stove like this, or I throw it in a glass bowl in their microwave to melt the chocolate when I'm in a hurry. That way is faster, not as healthy because you're using the microwave, and we know the microwave's not the greatest thing. But so we do like the lilies. There's no sugar in it. It's with stevia. And there's also, I told y'all last time, the Lacanta, which is the monk fruit. And this is the brand, I guess we already used the baking chips. I had mentioned we had found at Walmart. I couldn't remember the name of it. It's called Bake Believe. And this one is also made with, it has no sugar. It's with the stevia. So this is a good one. And this one says it's vegan, so that's probably better because, yeah, I think this has no soy too. So this is probably a better option than the lilies. I like finding different brands. So this is the Bake Believe. We're not going to use this one because it's the bark. I like the chips instead. You could use the bark. They both will melt the same. Just what I've always used to make this dessert is chips. So we use the lilies yet again. I like dark chocolate, so we'll make this with dark chocolate. My kids do love milk, but that's not my favorite or my husband's. So, all right, we'll go ahead and throw it in the pan. With a spatula. All right, Connie, you want to mix that up for us? Till it's melted. All right, and then with this, like I said, over the years, it's kind of evolved. So what we use, instead of a whipping cream you would typically use to make it, we use, you can use coconut milk or coconut cream. I like the coconut cream because it's got some more of the meat of the fat in there. So we will use a can of that. And I don't pour in the liquid part. I just scoop out the fat part, the thick stuff. All right, we'll get that in a second. So it's a whole bag. That one was 9-ounce bag, so you probably could use a few more chips because you would use like a typical chocolate chip bag would be 12 ounces. So if we need, I might have to have the kids grab another bag to throw in there to melt a few more. All right, is that almost melted?
Turn into a clump.
We just need to smell it. You don't want to get any water in there. You know how like you get water in there and then it like messes up? I think you got some water in there, Kalani. Well, we're live and we're going to be for real here. All right, so because I think we got some water, you don't want to get water in your chocolate because then it messes it all up. We will use the microwave and we will use this baking bark. So, just good way to, just in case you guys do the same thing. All right, give me a little glass bowl. And I'm gonna need another one of these. All right, give me a second. Let me go grab another one from the fridge. Good thing I got that out to show y'all.
You mean the pantry?
Oh yeah, sorry, the pantry. All right. So remember, if you're doing it on the stove, don't get water in it. it just makes a hot mess. So, here we go. We're going to do, and break them into the little pieces so they'll melt just a tad faster. These are good things when you have the kids in the kitchen because then you're able to teach them and learn. Otherwise, they wouldn't know to be careful with that. Right, Kalani?
Yep.
Now we know. Okay. So we're here to demonstrate the failures along the way and be real and help you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and do, since typically I would do a fuller bag, that was, each one of these is what, 4 ounces? So that's 8 ounces, so I'll do 2.5. And they just come in little bars. These ones are cute because they have like cute little sayings. It says like, dream big, can y'all see that? Be kind, I don't know if you can see that. It's got cute little, stay wild, be you, cute little things. I mean, why not, right? Okay. Now we will, oh, that one fell. We'll throw that away, please. Okay. Will you get me another spatula, Connie? So, we will go the microwave route. Good thing we have extra chocolate. And, I don't like that one. Do you guys have favorite spatulas? I do, and, no. So I do like these ones. My kids have gotten me over the years from Target, like some of our old ones are pretty ratty looking, but they have a sturdier handle, and I like the sturdier handle. Will you wash that one or the other one real quick? Because I prefer this, but I'll use, look, this is like teeny, teeny, tiny. But I like it, it's just a little too small for all this. So when you're doing it in the microwave, you're gonna wanna take it out a few times and spin it because you don't want it to burn. Well, this weekend we were in Missouri. My daughter had national, she plays volleyball. And so it was the national homeschool volleyball tournament. So we went to Missouri, it was a 3-day tournament. And so we were up there, I shouldn't say down there. I don't know why I always say down. We're in Texas, so down would be way further south. There we go, it's starting to melt. So we see it's starting to melt. We need a few more minutes. Give it a good stir because you can stir it up and it'll melt a lot. Just from the heat of the melted chocolate. So we were up there and it got cold. It was for us being Texans, and especially closer to Houston here, you know. It was like what, in the 40s, I think, right, Kalani?
Yeah.
It was chilly and it was overcast and cloudy, so then it just added to mood. It's nice since we hadn't really had we had a cold front a few weeks ago, but that was nice to have a big cold. And those fall leaves, oh my goodness. So I took a picture of one of the fall leaves. It was literally bigger than my face. Like I've never seen a leaf that big. Like it was huge. It was beautiful. My daughter, oh look, that's perfect. So just a few minutes. Oh, I got that on my hand. Melt the chocolate. All right, Colin, you want to pour that into this bowl? I rinsed the chocolate off my hand. My daughter Gigi, our youngest one, she was in awe. Like there was a row of red trees that looked like they were so red, like they fire red. She couldn't believe, like we don't have that down here. So she was like, Mom, these trees are beautiful. Like they're not like ours at home where they're brown and dry and cracky. Like these are gorgeous. I guess we've never taken them to see true fall trees. We need to put that on our list. We usually go up north for the snow, but not fall. So I need to take her to see that. So she was in awe of how beautiful fall leaves and trees can be. Like, did you get it? You made a mess too. Yeah. All right, so then now we're just gonna go ahead and scoop in our cream. Like I said, I don't pour the milk part in there, the liquid part. I just do the cream part. Just because I don't know. I feel like in my mind that, you know, you're not supposed to add water to chocolate, so I feel like it's too liquidy. It might separate the chocolate or something. But So it's like all the cream of this can. So I don't know, it's like a cup, but a little over a cup, I would say. I just keep scooping out all the cream part. How's that pie crust, Kalani? Is it almost golden? Okay. There. And the rest that's left is pretty much just the, can you all see that? Just like the liquid milk part. So in here, we've got chocolate and the cream, and then we'll give it a little stir. All right. Oh, snap that in. Yet again, we are showing you all of our mishaps today.
No.
All right, hold on. Goodness gracious. There we go. Now we're in. All right, Kalani, you want to stir that? You might need to stand on this side because the plug's over here. All right. I'll give it just a little stir, not too much, just to kind of mix it for a second. And then we're going to add, all right, turn it off. We'll do like a half of a teaspoon of vanilla. I love vanilla. Okay, I'm going to share with y'all our rule to vanilla in this house. I've taught my kids that when you use vanilla, you don't use you let it overflow. So vanilla is one of those things you need just a little. So when we do vanilla, we fill it up, and then when it starts to overflow like that, we know we're good. So never exact with vanilla. It's just half of a teaspoon with a little overflow. That is what we do. All right, give it a mix, Kalani. All right, you say this is done. All right, so then it's almost done. Oh, your alarm is going off. You want to turn it off? So it's funny. I don't set alarms for any of my cooking or baking. My husband will always be like, "Did you set an alarm for that?" Because I get distracted very easy. And I'll be like, "Oh, I forgot." Luckily, he usually is totally fine. Maybe because he's always here to remind me. My kids, on the other hand, yeah, you can take it out. My kids, on the other hand, always set their Alexa alarm to 10 minutes so it can remind them how long something needs to cook or bake. I'm kind of a wing it cooker or baker where I'm like, oh, it's fine. A few minutes before or after, it won't hurt. All right. Yes, that is perfect. All right, you guys. See? Chocolate. That looks so good. Oh my goodness. I love chocolate. Okay, so typically, because we are not a blown cooking show, we don't have 2 pies ready to go. You would let this cool down from taking it out of the oven, let it come to more room temperature, add your filling, and then you're gonna put it in the fridge to let it chill. Sadly, this is the worst part. You have to be prepared for this dessert. About 4 hours. So it'll thicken. Now, when you take it first out of the fridge, it's kind of like more fudgy, and then as it gets to room temperature, then it gets more mousse-like. Now, what I put on top of this dessert is my favorite. I'm going to show you guys, and we'll take a picture of the assembled dessert and post it. But I found these flakes, oh gosh, for a while ago, I think at our local grocery store, and they're like natural salt flakes, and they are so good. So all I do, and they come like this, let me show you, like chunks of salt. Can you see? They're like big ol', it's not like gross salt, it's good. It's like the salt you put in salted caramel hot chocolate or something like that. So I sprinkle it on top, and it's so good because then it's a salted chocolate mousse pie, and it is literally my favorite thing ever. I love this pie. All right, so we will post a picture of what it looks like assembled, since we gotta let that pie crust cool so it doesn't bake this, since it's warm. And you guys have a fantastic Monday, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
What?